Today I'm sitting with Elizabeth Fritshaw, Community Relations Coordinator at the City of St. Catharines. We're talking about the promotion of local bands for the summer concert series at Montebello Park. Elizabeth, thank you very much for taking the time. Tell us a little bit about the city's initiative.
Well, thanks, Jim. The city has this year decided to join 3 potentially great concert series together for one application for musicians. So we've taken the Market Square lunchtime concert series along with the Montebello Park concert series that happens and potentially a series happening at the new Civic Square.
Nice. Now, how was this born? For me, I'm a political watcher. It's very easy to come up with things to bitch about in this town, any town, I suppose. And, when I saw this come across my inbox as a news release, I really thought this is a great idea. I've constantly been saying we have a huge natural resource of local talent here. How can we promote them more? I look at the Grape and Wine Festival. I go, what are we bringing out of town cover bands in for when we got just this dynamic talent of young people right here? How was this born? Whose idea was it?
Well, the idea came up in a meeting with city staff. We were with the Performing Arts Center staff, and we were with the Cultural Services staff and our Community Relations staff. And Rebecca Can actually came up with it from Cultural Services and said, this is a great opportunity. Why don't we join forces? The Civic Square is potentially looking for a concert series to happen, and the Market Square already has one. So why are we doing 3 applications? Let's join forces, get everybody to apply under one application, review them all, and start planning our lineup so that they can join the series.
So you centralized a few departments over to work on one issue here, one venue or event, I guess.
Yeah.
Many events, but one idea.
3 venues under one application. And it also, we're taking some changes this year with the Market Square and that. She's bringing in a night market on Tuesday nights at the Market Square, so that'll be happening. We're going to alter some of the Montebello Park programming so that we can promote each other and not conflict. The Montebello Park has had Tuesday night programming in the past, and I think that's going to be changing so that we can promote the Market Squares initiative. And the new Civic Square is a little bit to be determined still, but we're very hopeful that that's going forward.
And tell us a little bit about how many dates are we talking here, and what are the range of dates? How long do they go?
There's a wide range of dates. When you're looking at the Market Square, she has music programming on Tuesdays and Saturdays from June to September.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of programming to be happening at the Market Square. For the Montebello Park, it was typically 8 weeks of programming. And with the new Civic Square, we're a little bit unsure as to the dates that's going to be up and running and that it's approved still. It's still in progress for this year. So that's a big question mark for us. But we want to make sure that people know that the potential is there, that it's coming, and that, we're going to be programming it.
Okay, so these are all free concerts, I understand. Is there any remuneration for the bands if they're selected, or is it just free pub?
No, there is. We're definitely committed to paying our musicians and our local artists for their performances. That is going to be negotiated. We don't have a set rate. It's a little hard to compensate a 35-piece orchestra band exactly the same as you would compensate a single artist or a duo, and definitely with the time frames that we aren't sure if we're asking them for a 2-hour performance or if we're asking them for a longer performance potentially at the Civic Square. So we will be negotiating with all the artists.
Are you just looking for strictly amateurs, or what if somebody comes that's already established, that's got a record contract, that's, Dallas Green, heaven forbid, comes to you and says, yeah, I want to perform. Is that something you're accepting as well?
Yes, we're definitely accepting all artists, whether they're a new artist on the scene, or whether they're up and coming, or whether they're very well established, like Walter Ostanek. He's played in the park for many years, and I'm sure is going to be happy if he comes back again this year.
The press release is entitled Local Talent Needed for Concert Series. My conversation with Elizabeth Fritshaw continues here. Now, tell me a little bit about the requirements. Do you have to be from St. Catharines? Does a half of the band have to be from St. Catharines, or are you going outside the region for talent, or is it just St. Catharines natives?
We don't have parameters for the location of the artist. They can be from anywhere. They can be American or Canadian. They can be local or not. The Market Square tends to prefer to program local artists, but the Civic Square and the Montebello Park is open, definitely, and even Market Square, to any artists from anywhere. They can be cover bands. They can be original music acts, and they can be any genre of music. We have indie artists, we have rock, we have country, we've got world music, so it's definitely open to everyone.
Great. And what has response been like so far?
So far, this response has been fantastic.
Better than other years with all the 3 different entities taking applications?
I do think it's better than other years. Currently, right now, we have over 100 applicants. We still have a week. The application deadline is January 24th, which is Friday. And we're hoping that we're going to see still a good share come in this next week.
And how many selections will there be? How many bands are you going to pick?
Well,
I see that 24th, next Friday, or this Friday, depending on when you're listening to the show, is the deadline to submit applications. And then selection of musicians will begin February 10th. How many people will be selected?
We're still determining exactly some of the dates. The Market Square is got a question mark on potentially Thursdays happening as well.
Okay.
So potentially we could be looking at well over 50 artists.
Wow.
Quite easily.
And how has this expanded over previous years? Are you expanding the dates or the number of shows other than the Market Square?
Not necessarily we're going to expand the number of performances. We're definitely just looking to expand our net to catch all of the interested musicians that we can in opening up this kind of opportunity with the 3 venues in one application.
So is there any advantage given to local people, St. Catharines bands?
I would imagine the selection committee will definitely like to see the lion's share be local performers, but it's really going to depend on the applicants and how many we get that are local and how many we get from out of town. And if that balance isn't there, it'll be hard to give preference to all local acts. We definitely will be open to anybody.
The Summer Concert Series, sponsored by the City of St. Catharines. They're looking for local talent. You have until January 24th to get your application into City Hall. An announcement will be made, or at least a selection of musicians will begin on February 10th. Elizabeth Fritshaw is my guest. Maybe, Elizabeth, you can just summarize the dates that this Summer Concert Series applies to. What days do we have in Montebello Park, for instance? It starts in June?
This concerts start in June. They start in June in the Market Square. So they're looking at potentially Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. Tuesdays will be evenings. Thursdays and Saturdays could be across the lunch hour. In Montebello Park, it's typically July and August. And it has been Sunday nights in the past, and we're still looking at that this year. It could change as things line up. And we're hoping to know about the Civic Square, and that date's wide open. It could be any day of the week that they're looking to program that Civic Square, and any time. It could be daytime and it could be evening time.
Do you have any idea what the budget for something like this is, or are you able to say?
Oh, I don't have the complete budget.
Okay.
I only have one little small part of it.
It'd be interesting to know how much money the city's spending on this. Again, I've constantly said, we've got a great natural resource here. We have some pretty good venues. We used to have more all over Niagara. Remember the days of Uncle Sam's, where the old Welland House downtown St. Catharines here, which I don't even know what it's called now. It's changed so many times. But when I was growing up, the Welland House, you could count on a band coming in doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, and you could catch these guys all weekend. So I think this is a great idea. But are you looking for more venues other than this, or are you going to stick to what you're doing right now?
Right now, we're going to be comfortable with this for this year and see how it goes. Right. I think it's looking like the application is going to be a big success. With the Performing Arts Center coming into play in 2015 being fully open, we're hoping for the fall. In between there, they're doing outreach programs, so they could be expanding in 2014 and 2015 to have their own programming as well on top of these things. So it's definitely, the opportunity is there for us to expand on these programs. The partnerships may change as well, depending on what comes to light with the upcoming arena, but we're hoping that we can, continue on with this type of application where it's an easy for the public. We want the public to make, to have an easy choice to put their application and know it's ready to go. And if they're looking to do that, all the information is on the city website, stcatharines.ca, under Call for Artists, and you'll find it there. The application deadline is 4:30 p.m. on January 24th, which is Friday. Please include song files with your application. I can't stress this enough. If you just send us the paper application, we may not know who you are. We want to hear the songs. make sure you send an MP3 file or a CD, whichever you have, and we'll definitely consider that.
Or a link to YouTube. Elizabeth Fritshaw is my guest. She's the Community Relations Coordinator for the City of St. Catharines. I feel got a great story coming out of the City of St. Catharines. I love to pick up on it, so thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Jim.
Get your applications in. You got till January 24th. City of St. Catharines will start selecting you folks, you bands, after February 10th. Look for more news on that coming up. I am Jim Fannon, back after this.